All good.
Perfect, thank you.
You're welcome.
We'll wait until my clock strikes 9, which you just did, and we will call to order the first meeting of 2023, February 13th, the Lawrence County Board of Elections. Before we get started, I'd like to welcome my new fellow commissioners, Commissioner Seltzer and Commissioner Picarri, to the Board of Elections with me. The President Judge appointed both of you after Commissioners Spielvogel and Vogler announced their intention to run for re-election. Certainly good to have you on the board with me today.
Thank you.
So with that in mind, Chris, would you please call the roll?
Frank Picarri,
Present.
Zach Seltzer,
Present.
Commissioner Boyd.
Present. We have any public comments today? Seeing none, we'll do approval of the minutes from November 28th, 2022, and I will give my new colleagues a minute to check those over, and then I'll take a motion to approve the minutes.
It's from November 20,
November 28th.
yes. I move approve the minutes from November 28th, 2022.
Second.
We have a motion to second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, question on the motion. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We have up next the election director's report. Tim, I know you have a couple of things briefly to cover. So I'll turn the floor over to you, and then I'll open it up to questions from the board.
Thank you, sir. First, we'll just go over quick voter stats. As of today, total voter registration in the county is 55,188, with the Republican Party with 27,173 and Democrats at 21,426, with number 3 of no affiliation for 4,527, and then various parties after that. We just got done, we're in the process of mailing out mail-in applications. We did 11,000. I got a few more to go today, but this week should be the end of 11,000 applications to either register for the mail-in ballot or cancel your status with the county, either way. But they all got mailed out, so we're waiting for response for that. That's a lot of people that want to do mail-in ballots, so we did that. Did you want me to go over the offices for the election?
Before you do,
Yes.
as I know this every time we bring up applications, because a lot of people get the applications confused with ballots.
Yes.
And I want to note that Lawrence County election office does not in any scenario ever mail out a ballot without first having received an application.
That's correct.
We mail out applications all the time. We do not mail out ballots without having received an application.
Right.
And in the SURE system, which admittedly is not the greatest system, but in the SURE system, whenever someone requests a ballot using an application, it's marked in the system, and the system will prevent us from sending an additional ballot. So it's almost impossible to get 2 or more ballots.
That's correct, yes.
So I just want to note that every time I think ballots come up, it's on our end, it's as safe and secure as it could possibly be, given the constraints put into place by Pennsylvania legislature.
And with that being said, we will only, as far as the county, will only mail out the application for the beginning of the year, which we just did, or if you request one. The other applications that come in the mail are from voter drives and various other parties. We have nothing to do with it. So we catch a lot from that where people are mad about that. So
Questions or comments from my colleagues on that process?
What do you mean by the voter drive? They ask for applications.
they'll just send them to you.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So the party can, whether it's Republican, Democrat, Libertarian, whoever, can create an application for a mail-in ballot, and so long as it contains all the pertinent information that you need to be able to request one,
I got you.
we can at that point process that application if the voter sends in that third-party application.
Right.
Jack, you have any questions?
No, that's fine. I understand.
If you'll be able to go over the offices.
Yes.
that are up.
Yes, the offices, Well, I'm still waiting on the state to tell me about what courts are up. As far as I know right now, there should be the Justice of the Supreme Court, Judge of the Superior Court, and Judge of the Commonwealth Court, but I haven't got confirmed on all those offices, but that's supposed to be on the ballot. And then for countywide, of course, you're gonna have county commissioner, county controller, county treasurer, pathonetary and clerk of courts, the coroner is up, and then there'll be nominations made for the magisterial district judge in 53-03-01, which is where Cartwright sits now.
I would say.
Yeah. Then you're gonna have various offices throughout the township, city, boroughs, and townships. For the city, there's gonna be a city mayor up. There's gonna be two city council two different terms for city council, with a vote for 3 and a vote for 1 for city council.
And the vote for 3 would be the full 4-year term, and the vote for 1 would be a 2-year term.
Correct, yes. And then, let's see, so that's for city council, borough councils, borough auditors, which are in Ian Valley, New Beaver, and SNPJ. Those are the only borough auditors. Township supervisors, township auditors, and there are a few tax collectors and two, Slippery Rock?
To Enon Valley and Neshannock.
And the Shannocks, Ian Valley and the Shannock. So and then school boards, all school boards will have a vote for 5 for the 4-year term. So all the school boards in the county will be up.
That's gonna be a huge ballot.
Yeah, it'll be pretty good, well, depending on candidates. I got a sample ballot in case you wanna look at it. It doesn't have any candidates on it, but
You
that's
think you'll
kind
be
of-
able to get all these offices on, just one, on both sides?
Yeah, I think so. It doesn't look like we're gonna have any constitutional questions this year and no other referendums, so it'll be a one ballot, 2 side for sure. So those are the offices.
Any questions on the offices?
All right, so then with that being said, petitions for these offices will be handed out by the office starting tomorrow, 8:00, February 14th. People can come in and get their petitions, and then you have till March 7th to get them back to us in order to get your signatures and to get everything required to get you on the primary ballot.
And with that, I believe, you correct me if I'm wrong, Tim, it's 100 signatures for the county level offices, and 10 signatures for township boards of supervisors, borough councils, and school boards.
Yeah, that's correct.
Did the city school board change?
Yes,
Used to be 100.
used to be 100. They changed that in 2020, or when they did that Act 77, yeah. So that's when that changed. So there was no filing fee for that as well. They changed that too. So, and with that being said, school boards can cross file, but that's the only offices that can't.
Can magisterial district judge cross?
Oh, yes, they can. Yes. So that's what we have going on for tomorrow. So if anybody wants to come and get their petitions, we're gonna have a little table set out right here in the foyer and come and get them, and we'll go over everything that a potential candidate needs to get it on the ballot. We are currently looking at, I need 2 polling areas, one in Neshannock 3 and one in Union 3. I have potential sites, but I have not heard anything back from these areas to say that we can use the polling spots, but as of right now, we are looking at polling spots at those 2 areas, somewhere else, so.
We can certainly call another meeting whenever.
Yeah, but just so the voters know that those sites of potential of changing. And of course,
Which are those sites?
it's the Neshannock 3 and Union.
Where are they currently though?
Where's the Neshannock 3?
First Baptist right now.
First Baptist, and Union Township was in Life Lawrence. Union 3 was at Life Lawrence, but they won't be able to accommodate us this election.
What's the reason why in the Shannon 3 we can't vote there?
Signage. The church at that, they're not real happy with all the signage that's been
And they're
occurring.
aware they can ban the signage.
Yes, I've told them that numerous times. I've told every polling spot that they have all rights to not have any signage in their property. We as a county, of course, we don't have any signage. We have a polling spot across the way at Getting Center. If I see signs up there, I take them. I'll at least give the candidate a call and tell them we have the signs, but these other people have every right to take the signs and do what they want. That has been a major issue in all polling spots in the county.
And I know we're working to solve it. We're creating just to bring my colleagues up to speed. Last year, or maybe the beginning of this year, when the board was still 3 commissioners, we started pulling together a list of polling places that prohibited signage that will be then distributed out with the candidate packets. So that way the candidates, number one, candidates know there are certain locations that prohibit signage. And number two, it's a way to try to retain some of these polling places that otherwise, because of the signage, would not want to be polling places anymore.
Yes,
So they said definitely no.
yeah, they're definitely not going to be this year.
Can't you talk to them, tell them to send somebody out? They have a constable there, don't they? The constable should be able to remove that. those signs.
Yes, I reminded them of that, but they just enough's enough for these individuals, so. Yeah, I did ask.
Are there still boroughs or townships that, you have to have their permission before you put signs up?
Yes, the township buildings, but they don't tolerate that as well. I mean, they don't want to reflect on endorsing any party or candidate or agenda. So they don't simply, Mechanic was one that they definitely didn't want them there. So, I mean,
Now,
It is what it
Elwood City, do they still require a permit
I
to
don't
put
know.
signage anywhere in the borough?
Yes,
Is that?
to my knowledge,
I
yes, they
did
do.
not know that. Okay.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
you have to go,
$50.
yeah, 50
Oh,
bucks,
really?
yeah,
That's just
before you put
That
any
is.
signs within that borough.
And if they're
I
not
didn't-
done within a week of the election, they pull the 50 and they put signs
Yeah.
down.
That's
So
That's right.
right, good, to get your money back.
Okay, all right. Well,
Sounds good.
maybe that's something we could look into. I don't know. But
that's that.
yeah, just fair warning, I'll have it in the candidates pack with the petitions about the signage, so,
The electronic poll books.
yes.
We had Barb was there to witness a informational session with ES&S, or ES, was it ES&S?
Mhm.
ES&S, I would get EST and ES&S confused. What's our tax system? What's our voting system? On something, it was last week, I believe.
Yeah, the 8th.
Was regarding electronic poll books. They did a demonstration. Commissioner Picari was in the building. He was able to attend as well. Commissioner Seltzer, I know you had other.
Yeah. At an appointment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so what we'd like to do next is we'd like to have an information session for both the parties as well as any interested citizens that might have an interest in coming in and seeing how those work.
Yeah.
Provide a Q&A for anybody at all to ask ES&S questions regarding electronic poll books, as well as just make sure with elections, you want to make sure everything's above board, transparent, everybody can see everything going into it, and everybody has the opportunity to ask whatever questions they might need to ask to feel safe and secure in the administration of those elections. And so we want to provide that opportunity, certainly before potentially bringing electronic poll books to the board to vote to implement. Does anybody have any issues with that plan?
Sounds good.
But Tim, if you'd be able to set that up, and then once the date's in place, we'll contact the Newcastle News and the Elwood City Ledger
Yes,
and start the process on that.
absolutely. Okay. Let's see, anything else that I have? That's about all I have to report for right now for our first board meeting.
It's a lot to report.
Yeah, so, that's about all I got.
New business, we are announcing the date of March 17th as the date to cast lots for ballot order. The process for that is whenever there are contested elections in the primaries, we pull balls out of hats to determine who gets ranked where. The first place spot pulls the number 1 ball, the second place spot pulls the number 2 ball, and so on and so forth. And so that will occur on March 17th, 2023 at 10 a.m.
Yes.
in this room.
In this room. And candidates may appear in person or by agent, duly authorized by letter of attorney, signed and acknowledged by an officer of prior acknowledgements. In the event of any said candidate not being present in person or by a representative at the time of casting lots, it shall be the duty of the county board to appoint some person to represent such absentee. So if you're not here, somebody here on the board will pull for you. I'll have that all posted in a notice in the paper by the 21st of the month.
Absolutely. What's the last day to circulate petitions when we'd have them back by?
That needs to be back by March 7th, by the end of business day here at courthouse at 4 o'clock.
That's the last day.
That's the last day. First day tomorrow, last day March 7th.
Are you gonna have a table up in the
I'm
hall?
gonna have a table right out here in the foyer.
Are you gonna have like a sign-in sheet? Who gets a petition? We used to do that.
We used to, we have done that quite a while, so I don't see that we're gonna change anything with that. But of course, petitions are public knowledge, so if you wanna see who took one out when they come back, that's it.
Any questions from the board for the Director of Elections? Any questions from the public for the Director of Elections? All right, on that note, only thing I'll say, best of luck to all potential candidates. We're certainly looking forward to administering another fair election here in Lawrence County. I can't speak highly enough of the folks over in the elections office for all the work they do day in, day out to make sure that Lawrence County elections are administered in a top-notch and professional manner. That goes for our election workers out at the polls as well.
For sure. Thank you.
And on that note, I will adjourn the Lawrence County Board of Elections. And break my
Very
neck.
good.
That's fitting.
We'll get that over.
That's fitting.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, Phil. Good job.
Thank you.
Shut this off here. I gotta go run upstairs.
You took pictures, huh?
Yeah,
Are they done? Or not?
no,